Hello, I'm Flory, Flory Custom Woodworking, and today I was working on this new ripsaw that we picked up at an auction, and I decided that it might be helpful for some of you all to see how you might find a piece of equipment at an auction. This is old, it's from the 90s, got a lot of life in it, so we're going to put it into service in our cabinet shop, and there aren't videos on that. So I thought while I was struggling, maybe somebody else could benefit from some of this information. So the first thing I do when I buy any equipment is get a hold of the company, see if they'll send you a user manual. This is a Northtech. They were friendly as could be. They said, yeah, we'll send you one. They sounded like they were excited to hear that this was still in service, was going to be useful. And then the first thing I'll do is I'll go to the maintenance section of the user manual and start to see what should have been maintained on this over the past so many years and look at those things. So we're just going to kind of go around and show you some of the things that I've done already and some of the things you might expect. So we have taken off all the inspection plates, and we're starting to look over the machine. This particular machine also has a tiger stop fence that we're going to have to make sure is ready to go, and a laser, which is one of the benefits to buying used. Sometimes you get the upgrades already on the machine. So if you come over this side, these are what you might expect when you open up a machine. There are going to be years of sawdust. In this case, the belts, if you can see that, are twisted. So they're on there, they're good and tight, but they're not in the groove like they're supposed to be. So that's something that we would want to address before we put it into full service for us. We've opened the electrical panel. I'm no electrician, but I want to make sure that everything looks like it's connected well. There's no burning or anything that looks like it could be an immediate danger there. So we'll go through that and get it cleaned up. And then on the back side, you can see more inspection plates here. Get this flashlight. So again, you can just see what to expect. There's going to be years of sawdust on everything. The chain looks like it's in really good shape. We're going to clean it up the rest of the way and make sure it's no defects that we notice. And then over here on the front, this is why this is important. So as I was going through this has an automatic oiler for this chain system here, and the oil lines are broken. So if we were to put this into service without going through a checklist of these things, we could cause major damage. I don't know how much has been used with those broken, but we're going to take care of that before we put it into use and risk any more damage to that. So this is a case, I've never used a straight line ripsaw. I don't know anything about it. I'm not a certified anything. Northtech doesn't have anything to do with this, but you can a lot of times get this really good old equipment at a bargain price and then put it into service, make a difference in your shop. And what we're doing is full-time production work. This is probably not geared toward a hobbyist, somebody who does this on the weekend. That's where I started doing woodwork, and we just continue to grow and grow, and now we're here. If you want to pan out, we have a 4,000 square feet shop. Most of the equipment is used, and we've had to do this with a lot of it. This shaper sitting here was also purchased at the same auction, and we've gone through it similarly. So we checked it to make sure it looks like it's ready to go for us, and we'll hopefully have it in service next week and start to benefit from it. So I'm going to get this ripsaw cleaned up, and any other issues that we notice we'll do some more video on and show you what it looks like once it's cleaned up, and then once we get it into service in a week or two, hopefully we'll update it and you can kind of see what this thing does. Okay, so we just finished cleaning up the saw, blowing everything out. We fixed the belts, and that's a good example of why it's important to have the manual. Not only does it show how to do it, what size wrenches you need, it tells us what the belts are. So when we took those belts off and rotated them around, we could inspect them and be sure that they were correct, and now they're running true and they're good and tight, so that I'm confident is ready to go when we get ready to use it. And then one other little tip that I'll give you: when you blow these things out, sweep everything into a pile. You can see we've got our pile here, because if there was a bolt, nut, screw, you know, something missing from the saw between us blowing it out, transporting it here, all those type things, it's likely to be in that pile of dust. So instead of just sweeping it up and throw it away, I always just sweep everything into a pile until I'm fairly confident everything's there, and then we can wrap it back up and do the wiring. So I think this is ready. We just have to get some electrical work done, and then we'll fire it up and see if it'll chew through some wood.